Welcome to the 2016 Chicago Auto Show. Lots of cool reveals and for the love of the automobile. We have the 2016 Malibu Hybrid. It's due this spring, and you can see that it's a little bit different than the standard hybrid, but not that much. It's got a 3-point lower or a 3-bar lower grille, single bar up grille. I believe those are shuttered. I didn't find any CD spec, but you can see the lower diffusers meant for aero and of course to meet the DOT specs. So fog lamps are the DRLs, and those are LED lamps. It looks like projector lenses, but I did read in the specs that those are LEDs. A nice raised power hood. This is where it gets a little bit cool, is we've got some interesting feature lines in the hood to give it a little bit of a stance, and then working its way into the A-pillar with this outside line. Nothing real creasy to give a nice shadow, but just enough to say the Chevy bow tie is in the game for design. The aero tab kind of front corners, and then everything's flat from the fender flares. Those are Goodyear Assurance Fuel Max, one of my favorite tires for low resistance. Now look how this feature line, or this character line, develops from the front fascia, the front quarter, and then under the handles, and then it swoops down. Now I'm going to give you a back look. That's kind of interesting. We haven't seen that before. Just, yeah, it's different. I kind of wish they'd still run through the handles, because they've got those are proximity in their front and rear. That's unique too. Something you don't usually see is rear proximity. Lower sill cutout is just kind of there, nothing special. As we work our way back to that character line, working just into the top of the hood, where a built-in air dam on the hood, probably lower CD. I'm going to guess this is about 0.26, 0.27, somewhere in there. Okay lamps. Hybrid badging is very, very minimal. Chevrolet bow tie again, chrome Malibu. The lower diffuser, that's kind of interesting too. It's flat black, kind of disappears under there, but that's what gives it some of its design features. Now let's look into the trunk. Normally this is a 15.9 cubic feet trunk, but with the hybrid battery in there, we're at 11.6 cubic feet. And my standard backpack, you can see it fits in there fine. Now with all these angles, it's going to be tough to say that that's 11.6 usable, but enough is enough. You know, at least we're not seeing those 8 and 9 cubic feet hybrids like we did before. Now let's look inside. Okay, so what do we have here? A very soft insert, a nice leather insert, single stitch. It gets hard plastic up here, but right up here at the sill, this is soft, and that's where your elbow would sit. So I like that. That's a cool design idea. Make it soft, and then if you're going to go to hard, clear it. This is hard, cheap plastic, and it kind of looks that way, even with the chrome door handles. I do not know if those switches are backlit or not. Hopefully they are, but it has kind of a unique carbon fiber insert. And then this chrome surround around the controls. That looks good too. This is very, very standard Chevy type lighting, and how to control the dim and brightness of the displays. A chrome surround around ventilation, chrome inlay. Feels a little bit cheap though. And I don't see a vent stop. That's kind of odd, so I don't know how you would shut that. Again, soft. This is that leather insert with the single stitch. It looks really good. Hard plastic up on top for the instrument cluster hood, and all the dash is kind of hard. Again, coming into this vent, there's no way to stop the vent, but it does have chrome. Now this is a prototype, so maybe they haven't included it, I'm not sure. The wheel, really nice leather wrapped. Interesting stitching. It feels good, a little bit hard. I wish it was a little bit more foam in there. And then the controls are kind of standard Chevrolet, where they have all the controls underneath this, like rubber protective feel. So you do have all of them there. It's just I don't know, it'd be more tactile if they were raised in individual switches instead of everything underneath here. Chrome surround gives it a nice look to it. I like 3-point wheels. I like 4s and 3s, so this is okay. The bow tie looks good, and it's not one of those indented ones like some of the other OEMs you've seen are going to. I like this raised type look. Displays are not lit up, so I can't tell you one way or the other if they're you know, new TFTs, but it does have the chrome surround around whatever can be displayed through the center. Moving into this central, it looks like an 8-inch display. Now this is, you know, Chevrolet's gone to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so that's great. And this screen is probably 8-inch, given that it's a premium vehicle. And what's cool here is, although these are electronic switches, you have all the controls that you would need to run everything instead of going through a menu, you know, like fan up, fan down, instead of going through a menu and then turning a button or something. Auto dual climate on both sides, I believe. Although, you know what, I don't see any display other than what would show up here for temperature. So maybe those are manual. Looking further down, leather wrapped shift knob, and it does have the plus or minus for, you know, manual control if that's what you want. This has that light carbon fiber fake look to it. Little chrome surround around the 2 cup holder top edges. Nothing really standard or nothing fancy here, but it still looks nice. It's a nice simple design. And again, you go into this nice soft leather center piece. I really like that. It's too bad that it didn't extend up, because they've got the chrome surround all the way around. Really unique, and the stitching, it's real stitching, not fake like what's in the Civic. Other than you get into the hard stuff, and that's kind of standard for Chevrolet. Again, looking at the door from a distance, the inlays look nice, colors look good. I hope I hope the switches are backlit, but we won't know that until later. Let's look up at headliner is cloth textured, so that's a good thing. Unfortunately, no sunglass holder. You had all this OnStar SOS stuff, but where's the sunglass holder? Come on, Chevrolet, you can do better than that. Decent map lighting, that's good to see. This is a auto dimming mirror with the small little sensor up in the top. It's with everybody moving to frameless now, it looks a little bit old school, and there's no way to on off that I can feel on there, so that's kind of interesting. A-pillar, that's hard plastic. I don't know if Chevrolet will ever do any soft, but that's the interior. So let's look at see what we have in the back while we're doing this. Okay, again, it has a nice color contrasting, and then where your elbow would sit, that's soft leather, single stitch. That always looks good. Do I fit? Now, I should back up. This is a 111-inch wheelbase from the 107 before. Yeah, 107. So you couldn't fit in the back before. Let's see if that helped any with my frame fitting up front just right and set up. Do we fit? Do we fit? There is some room back. Hey. Although, you know, it took an indent in the seat to get it, I actually fit back here. My head rubs only when I lean back, so that's not a big issue either. Let's see if we can get that on video too. Turn it around. See if you can see this. See this? I can still have some room. So yeah, they did some work on that sizing, and I think they did a pretty damn good job. Way to go, Chevrolet. I'm glad to see that. We can't look under the hood, unfortunately. What we can do is talk about what is there. It's very much Voltec technology, meaning it's a 2-motor hybrid system. A lot of Voltec interior components, but not the full Voltec plug-in, of course. 1.5 kilowatt hour pack, 122 horsepower, 129 pound-foot of torque from the 1.8 liter i4. And then you've got, I believe it's a 53 kilowatt charging motor and a 75 or 76 kilowatt traction motor. Overall, I bet you this is about a 0 to 60 in 8.5 seconds. I'll have to look that up, but I'll give you an overlay of what that engine bay looks like instead of you just looking at the front of here. And that is the 2016 Chevrolet Malibu Hybrid. Talk about something I can't wait to drive. Very, very cool. Thank you, Chevrolet.